Hello everyone, welcome to Nihongadas and welcome to another video of Nihongadas Off Track. I have to say in advance, I'm sorry if we have a lot of background noise and it gets noisy suddenly. I'm right now between two highways just to show you this place, so it might get noisy, just in case. I think this is the video from all my Nihongadas Off Track series that I had to prepare more in a rush. You know, like preparing, researching, making the script and all of that, getting it ready. I think it has been the one I had to prepare more in a rush, because this is not an area where I usually walk around too much, but today I had the opportunity to be around here and there was a place I wanted to show you, so that's why I decided to try my best to show what you can see here. Spoiler, don't get your hopes up. As I told you, part of this Nihongadas Off Track videos is to show areas or places that have some interesting cultural or historical background, but they are not worth visiting on your trip to Tokyo, unless you're a history nerd like me. Right now, I am at Yotsuya area. Right now, I am in Yotsuya area, next to the very popular Shinjuku. To show you one monument, the one behind me. This little thing, can you see? This little thing, this little monument is the only reason why I came here today. This is the so-called Yotsuya Okido mark. What is this and why is it there? Well, if you want to know more about this, stick with me until the end of the video. Are you ready? Let's start. First of all, what is Okido? Well, the word Okido is made out of three different kanjis. O, which means big, ki, that means tree, and do, or gate, door. You know, so if we put the three of them together, Okido would be a large wooden door. Actually, I can't help but thinking that if we had a specific tree next to this Okido, that tree should be called Okidoki. What was the purpose of a large wooden door and why is it important? Well, to know about that, let's go back to the Edo period. As you may know, during this period, the capital of the country was here, in Edo, the former name of Tokyo. At that time, the Edo castle was the largest castle in the world. However, before we continue, let me explain something about that. Yes, it is true that the Edo castle was the largest one in the world. However, when we think about castles, we tend to believe about only one building, one big castle. And it's not like that. It's not like there was just one huge building. There was one main castle at the current area of the Imperial Palace, and surrounding that area there were several urban structures, such as houses, shops, etc., etc. Next to those urban structures we would have the outer wall, far away from the actual castle. Also, at that time the city had 5 main roads, in Japanese called the Gokaido. 5 different roads that were connecting the city of Edo with different places all over Japan. It helped communicating, trading, etc. One of those 5 roads, called Koshukaido, is the current Shinjuku-dori Avenue that connects Shinjuku with Yotsuya area, where we are at. Here you can see the current Koshukaido, or the current Shinjuku-dori Avenue. Of course, when those 5 roads were going to abandon the territory owned by the city of Edo, some kind of border was needed. That's why they had some gates, or checkpoints, in Japanese the sekisho. This is marking one of those sekisho, one of these checkpoints or gates to enter the city of Edo. So, in 1616, this Okido, or large wooden door, was built to protect and control the people who went in and out of Edo. Also, the roads underneath this large wooden door were paved with stone, and also some stone walls were built next to the door. This door lasted until 1792. At that time, it was no longer needed to keep controlling the people going in and out of Edo. So they didn't need that door anymore. Finally, in 1876, after the Meiji Restoration, they considered that these stone walls and the stone pavement is an obstacle for the traffic, so they remove everything. That's the reason why nowadays we don't preserve anything about that large wooden door or the stone walls other than this monument. This small monument that is marking the location where the wooden door was. But there is also one more thing. We have one more evidence talking about the presence of the large wooden door here in Yotsuya. I am now at the already mentioned Shinjuku Gyoen, which is actually a very recommended visit if you come to Tokyo. This Shinjuku Gyoen, this garden, was very near to this Okido mark, this entrance to Edo. So near that the closest exit is actually called Okido exit, and this name has still remained until nowadays. Why was I so excited about that? Well, first of all, I love maps. Watching historical maps and using that information to understand the reality, what I can see through my eyes and compare how deep things change is one of my passions. And also this Okido, this large wooden door, it was one of the doors of this outer wall, which means it helps us understanding how big this castle was. A castle town that in 1636 was around 16 kilometers. Really big. As a bonus track, let me show you another Okido I found more recently. This one, known as Takanawa Okido, near the current Takanawa Gateway station. This door, better preserved than the one in Yotsuya, at least in this case we preserved the east side, was built in 1710, connecting Edo with the famous Trail of Tokaido. Nowadays, Tokyo is still the most populous city in the world. If we consider the greater area, that is a total of over 37 million people. So it's always nice to see where did everything come from. So everyone, that's all for today. I'm so happy that it didn't rain today. I saw in the weather forecast that it was going to rain today and I was like, please don't be rainy, at least while I take the video, please don't be rainy. I had my umbrella ready just in case, so I appreciate that at least it didn't rain while I was taking the video. So I'm very happy about that. But anyway, hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, remember, leave some like, subscribe, comment, share, etc. And let's meet in another video around Japan. Thank you so much for watching this video and see you next time. Bye bye!